In the summer of 1914, millions of men across Europe dropped their tools, left their families, and boarded transport trains. This battleship, the Dreadnought, represented the peak of an escalating arms race that had seen European powers spend decades building massive standing armies and naval fleets. Beneath the production of steel and ships lay a far more volatile layer of security, a hidden web of mutual defense treaties spanning the continent. This map shows how treaties split the continent into two heavily armed camps. The Triple Entente, in green, grouped Britain, France, and Russia. Next door, the Triple Alliance, in brown, locked Germany, Austria-Hungary, and Italy into a strict defense pact. This specific architecture ensured that no border dispute could remain local. An attack on a single country would pull the entire continent into the line of fire. Geopolitical pressure was highest in the Balkans, where an aggressive surge of nationalism was driving Slavic groups to demand independence from the old empires. That push for independence found its vessel in a young Bosnian Serb named Gavrilo Princip, who sought to break his people free from Austro-Hungarian rule. On June 28, 1914, Princip found his target. While visiting the city of Sarajevo, Archduke Franz Ferdinand, the heir to the Austro-Hungarian throne, was shot and killed by Princip in the street. The assassination created an immediate power vacuum for the Austro-Hungarian Empire, forcing a diplomatic crisis that their rivals were watching closely. The shooting in Sarajevo provided the precise impact needed to trip the continent's automated security systems. The assassination kicked off a 37-day timeline of escalation known as the July Crisis. Austria-Hungary immediately blamed the Serbian government for the plot. Before making a move, Austria-Hungary secured a secret blank check of unconditional military support from Germany, which emboldened Austro-Hungarian leaders to push for a confrontation. On July 23rd, they executed a calculated diplomatic maneuver, sending Serbia an ultimatum packed with an intentionally impossible list of demands. Serbia agreed to nearly all of the terms, but they rejected a few minor points. For Austria-Hungary, that slight rejection was enough to collapse negotiations. On July 28th, exactly 1 month after the assassination, Austria-Hungary officially declared war and immediately began the bombardment of the Serbian capital, Belgrade. The bombardment of the Serbian capital officially signaled the end of the diplomatic crisis and the beginning of a shooting war. By attacking Serbia, Austria-Hungary tripped the first wire in the alliance network. 2 days later, Russia entered the fray to defend Serbia, driven by their shared Slavic heritage. Honoring its mutual defense treaties, Russia began the enormous logistical task of mobilizing its massive standing army toward the border. Looking at this map, you can see why Russia's mobilization was such an immediate trigger. Because of its sheer size and position on the eastern borders, moving Russian troops directly threatened Austria-Hungary and the German Empire at the same time. Germany responded with intense speed. Between August 1st and August 3rd, they declared war on Russia and then, anticipating France's alliance with the Russians, turned westward and declared war on France as well. Within a matter of days, the rigid nature of these defense treaties had bypassed every diplomatic off-ramp available. By August 4, Germany faced a severe strategic problem. To survive a war on two fronts, they needed a rapid strike against France, but the direct French border was heavily fortified. This animated diagram illustrates Germany's tactical workaround. Instead of attacking fortifications directly, the German army hooked around the defenses, marching through neutral Belgium. That maneuver violated an international treaty protecting Belgian neutrality, a neutrality Great Britain was bound to defend. When German boots crossed into Belgian territory, Great Britain responded by declaring war on Germany, formally bringing the final major European empire into the fight. Germany prioritized military speed over international law, completing the geopolitical trap that had been set decades earlier. It took just over a month, 37 days, to take a single assassination in Sarajevo and use it to unravel a century of European order. The massive offensives of August quickly ground to a halt, as the firepower of modern weaponry made open movement impossible. To survive, millions of men who had expected a quick, mobile campaign were forced to dig into the earth. The treaties, armies, and alliances that were designed to protect the security of Europe's empires became the exact mechanisms that guaranteed their total destruction.